Good morning on this Easter Monday morning. I'm still going to talk a little quietly until my brain wakes up, because this is the first noise I've heard this morning, apart from the birds. Not expecting massive amounts of people to hop on this morning because it is a public holiday, and I'm assuming that some of you have had the choice to maybe sleep in just a little. Or maybe you're doing something exciting. Maybe you're already down the beach, but it's a little bit windy for that looking outside the window. Okay, right. This morning, a little bit of a carry-on from next week and the week before and the week before that. What I want to talk to you about this morning is the ability of this body of ours. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Grace. Is the ability of our body, if we're not utilizing it properly, as we were born to actually be, and we're not using the body in that way, over time, we inadvertently start to break it down. We don't know we're doing that because a lot of the stuff that I'm giving you is relatively new science in the scheme of things. Okay, so two of the major things that, well, it's not two, it's actually lots. I want to go through what we do if we're not breathing properly, and I want to go through what happens when we're under that long-term stress from the perspective of breaking down our cells and weight gain and the inability to lose weight. Good morning, Dal. Okay, so because we were never ever meant for long-term stress, and you've probably now heard me say that several times. I'd say several times you've heard me say that. Never meant for ongoing long-term stress. We need stress. We need stress to motivate us. We need stress to give us a little bit of a push. Stress is actually not an awful thing that it is made out to be. Yeah, sometimes stress can be a really good thing when our body is able to turn on and then turn back off again. Yep. So those two things are what I'm going to talk about. Detrimental effects from breathing incorrectly and detrimental effects from not being able to switch off our little stress switch that we have. Good morning. Can you not join, Del? Oh no, it says you're watching. I'm assuming that everything's okay. Anywho, all right. So, problems that we create within our body if we're not breathing correctly. Change the shape of your face. So, over time, change the shape of the face. Face tends to come in. And I'm going to make this sound really bad, but this is what happens. This is why some people, as they get older, it looks like their faces are collapsing a little bit, and it's kind of because it is. I know that doesn't sound great, but I'm just painting a picture of our possible future if we don't take these into consideration. Okay, so the jaw starts to come forward, the eyes start to sink in a little bit, the teeth don't sit as well as they used to, so sometimes there might be a slight disalignment of the teeth as we get older, especially if you've got false teeth. They'll tend not to fit very well anymore. Crowded teeth as well. If you're breathing or you have breathed dysfunctionally for many, many years, it creates crooked teeth. So I know that's an issue that I had growing up. I must have been a mouth breather because I ended up having to braces and lots of teeth out. Okay, that is a classic indication that we're breathing with our mouth open at night. And the other thing is, the dysfunctional breathing I'm talking about is when we breathe with the mouth open. So it drops open, the tongue drops to the roof of the bottom of the mouth, whereas it should be glued to the roof of the mouth. And the very act of pushing that tongue up and onto the roof of the mouth. And a lot of you will know this if you're listening to this and you come to my classes. I've mentioned this enough times. So with that tongue onto the roof of the mouth, that exercises the soft palate amongst many, many other things that it does. That changes the shape, re-changes the shape of the soft palate, and then can open up through the jaw again. So even if we've done something previously in our previous years, we can fix these things. And that's the exciting thing. That's why I'm bringing it up, because otherwise if we couldn't fix it, then it'd be relatively pointless me going, oh, this is what happens, but there's nothing you can do. But there is something you can do about this. So pushing that tongue up onto the roof of the mouth. I won't go into tongue strength today. That's a topic for a whole nother thing. But just having that tongue onto the roof of the mouth does another few things as well. It stimulates your lymphatic drainage. Yeah. So having that tongue on the roof of the mouth gets that lymph system working well during the day. So opening up the soft palate, changing the shape of the face, less wrinkles, ladies, okay? I'm going to say it, less wrinkles. So get that tongue and get that sucker and put it right on the top there. Yeah, I know I'm silly, but I don't care. Righty-ho. So change the shape of the face, soft palate, posture. You're probably looking at me going, what? What? What has breathing got to do with my posture? Okay, I'll tell you what it's got to do with your posture. The act of letting the chin drop, letting that chin drop, brings the head forward just ever so slightly. So open jaw. And you can see when I open my jaw, I can't help but the head tilts forward just a little. Yep, you would agree that happens. Yes, Leslie, that happens. So chin drops, comes forward just a little, and now we've affected through the neck and the traps, or your shoulders. You start affecting that. You put a tiny little kink in your vagus nerve. Yep, and if I'm sitting as well, then I've got a kink here, I've got a kink at my hips, and I've got one at my knee. This is why one of the reasons why our body gets a little grumpy when you sit for too long, doesn't it? It gets grumpy and calls at you. Could you please move? I'm going to create a little bit of pain here and there for you. We've talked about that before. It's called ischemia. When your body's calling out, please, could you move and flush the blood through the muscles, pretty please. Otherwise, I'm going to make it more painful for you. So, posture, bringing the shoulders forward. Crowded teeth, we've discussed that. Snoring. So, if you're allowing the jaw to drop forward, snoring, because your tongue, the soft palate needs that tongue to strengthen that as well. Strengthen the soft palate so that when you're sleeping at night, if the mouth's not opening, then the tongue should be on the roof of the mouth, which stops that vibration of the soft palate, which can reduce snoring. I mentioned this, pretty sure it was last week, putting a bit of paper tape over the mouth so that the mouth doesn't drop open at night. Maybe I didn't. I know it's on the breathing one, the breathing training that I did. Putting a little bit of paper tape from here to here also stops you from having to get up and go to the loo so much as well. Yeah, because if your mouth drops open at night, your body is unable to produce a molecule called vasopressin, however you want to say it. It is a molecule in the body that actually signals to the rest of your cells to uptake water during the night so that you don't actually have to get up and go to the toilet lots. If you are, it's a good indication that your mouth is dropping open at night and you're mouth breathing. Again, exacerbating and creating other problems. It's a stressor. Breathing with your mouth open stresses your body. That's why I wanted to do the breath first, because I want to move into the stress second and what that does to you at a cellular level. Because I think with an understanding of what we're doing every day and the effects it has on the body as a whole for your health, it's really, 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 really super, super important. Well, I think it is. I want to live a long, healthy life, and I'm pretty sure you do too. I can't see who I've got this morning. I can see I've got 4 people. I know I've got Grace and Del, but I don't know who else is there. Would you like to say hello so I know you're there? Oh, and hashtag replay if you watch this after the event, please. I have sometimes hundreds of eyeballs, I can't see your eyes, by the way. I cannot see you. So you could be wearing nothing. It doesn't matter. I can't see you. I can just see how many little eyeballs, but not your eyes. Some of you get confused. She can see me and I've got my nightie on. No, I can't see you. I can't. I promise. Anyway, get back to it, Leslie. My lord. Right. Weight gain. Okay. And the inability to lose weight. So weight gain from breathing with that mouth open. Because it doesn't just affect one system in the body. It affects everything. Yeah? Your immune system. Or your endocrine system. That's all your organs, your endocrine system. It affects absolutely everything down to the cellular level. Remember, it's not what we do on one day that makes a difference to our ongoing health. It is what you do on a daily basis, added up over the years. Yeah? So some of the stuff could go back to the beginning of your time. And it could then be creating a problem here, in the here and now, because you have not addressed that. Remember, when something goes wrong in the body, it is telling you it has an unmet need. Whether it be stress, anxiety, depression, pain, anything that goes on in the body, the majority of what happens to us is a result of, what we're doing to ourselves. Okay, so breathing dysfunctionally, weight gain, weight loss. If you'd watched the training that I did on breathing, it was probably over a month ago, you would have heard me say dysfunctional breathing changes the way that your red blood cells act within your body. So, red blood cells use oxygen as their fuel. That's what they prefer as their fuel, but can switch to sugar in the event you put your body under too much stress and duress for too long a period of time. Yeah? Remember, we need stress, you need it in the moment, but then you want your body's systems to calm back down again. Here's the problem in this fast-paced world of ours. It's getting turned on, and instead of turning off the second you don't need it, it's staying on for longer and longer. Yeah? So, weight gain, weight loss. So if we've switched to only use sugar as the fuel for the blood, you're going to have to wait 120 days for a new blood cell to be born to replace the one that died that was running on sugar. So this is why we can get trapped in this circle, yeah? Because if you're trying to lose weight, that in itself can be a stressor. Because you're overthinking things and you're probably not thinking about it in a positive manner every time, especially this weekend. If you're trying to lose weight, it's Easter weekend. Maybe not the best time to start, but I'm sure that I don't have any of my people that would have started doing that Easter. No, you've got to enjoy yourselves. However, we then go and beat ourselves up over eating something that we shouldn't. That then starts the stress. We start to overthink it. Some of us, some of you, I bet you think about it all day long. Oh, I shouldn't eat that, but I'm going to. And then you beat yourself up over it. And then you start that stress cycle. What do you think you're doing? You're exacerbating the problem. From here, I want to move in to what stress is doing, because the two marry together. So you're not breathing properly, which causes a stress response within the body. But outside of that stress response that you're creating through not breathing properly, you've also got other stressors in your life, whether that be from past or whether you're living in the moment with these stresses, whatever they are. I'm talking about past traumas and stuff like that, even stuff that happened to you when you were a child, that's sitting in the unconscious. It's still there. If it happened to you, your brain has a memory of that. It remembers all the smells that happened at that time. It remembers what you were eating. It remembers what you saw. It remembers what you heard. It remembers what you felt, who was there. So it remembers the context of absolutely everything that happened in a time that has made you the person you are today. This is what we've been talking about all the previous weeks, is acknowledging, letting things go, and thinking about why do I feel what I feel, yeah? It's all part and parcel of the same thing, guys, yeah? So in the previous weeks, I've been getting you to acknowledge and, thinking about what we resist persists, all those sorts of things. We're going into what this is doing to you at a cellular level now. If we don't change the way we're thinking, the way we move, and what we eat, when we eat, all of those things as a whole. But of course, if we try to look at this big picture, that in itself becomes a stressor, doesn't it? It's this cycle. I've got so much to do. I need to breathe properly and I need to stop eating that. And we calm our farm. We stop that catastrophe thinking of, that's just making it worse. We stop, we think, we put a plan together. Okay, so when we have a situation within the body that it can't turn that stress switch off, remember the following. You may not know this is going on because of the following. The long-term stress that you've put the body under has changed you at the cellular level to the point where your body is used to having that high level of stress hormone in it. Yeah, it's got used to that, and that now feels like your new normal up here, which means for your body to feel normal, which isn't your normal, remember, it's not what you should feel like and what you have felt like in the past, it's what you feel like right now in your new normal. Your body has to create more stress hormone for you to feel comfortable with the level of stress that your body has created for itself. I want to get that point across. So, over the years of long-term stress, we become so used to the way we feel, we don't recognize that we're in a high alert level of stress all the time. That's why these previous weeks, if you haven't watched them, go back to the guides section in A New Way Out. Yeah, if you haven't joined my A New Way Out Facebook group yet, do. Ask to join, I'll let you in. And go to the guides section and watch all the guides. We've been through a lot in the last 7-8 weeks. It's been kind of leading up to what I'm talking about today. What you're doing at the cellular level by keeping yourself in a high alert loop. Are you there? Go through the previous weeks and figure out, am I there? Next week I'll have something else to help guide us as to, am I there? Because, Leslie, I'm not sure if I am or I'm not. Because I'm actually not sure how I feel. Are some of you like that? Some of you don't know. Actually, do you know what? I don't actually know how I feel. I don't know what that feeling is that I feel. That's okay. That's okay if you sit and you think, I don't know what this is. It's okay if you don't know what you're feeling. But it's the start of the process to try and figure that out. And if you don't start somewhere, you're not going to start that journey of acknowledgement and figuring out what's going on within you. So with the stress and weight gain, weight loss, so it's combined with the breath, but also the other aspects of what your body does to protect you. So high levels of stress create toxins in the body. Yeah, and they can tend to accumulate around organs. As a protective measure from your body, And most of you won't know this, but as a protective measure from your body, what it will do is it will encapsulate any areas of toxicity that it finds with fat on the inside. It'll go, oh, I don't want that to get out. I don't want that to go into the bloodstream, so I'm going to encapsulate that in fat, because if I do that, that's a safety mechanism. So this is a safety mechanism by the body to try and keep you as healthy as possible. So when we understand that the body is doing this as a protective mechanism, I think you'll start to think about the weight gain a little bit differently, because then we understand if we don't fix the stress, yeah, remember you might not know you're in that area because it's your new normal. You just wake up and feel that way. That's the way you feel, yeah. So we first have to identify that, because that could be the reason why you're going, I can't, especially the belly. It's especially the belly, because you get that brown fat in there as well. Yeah, but we won't go too much into the colour of the fat. We just know we don't want toxic fat in us, holding on to the toxicity in the body. Hence why I started bringing in the lymph drainage, yeah, into my course and into my classes, so that we can help flush toxicity, so that the body starts to recognise, right, okay, toxicity levels starting to drop, starting to get into my state of homeostasis. You've heard me say that word before. Homeostasis is when our body recognises that every single system in the body is working in unison together. Yeah? Our body works together. We do not have a system that works independently from anything else. Your autonomic nervous system, your automatic nervous system is there making sure everything runs. But sometimes we're running on empty. Sometimes we're running on that last little bit of fuel that's left in the tank and expecting our body to give us some energy and push. I don't know if you can hear that, but if you heard that noise, that was my tummy growling. That was really loud. So, can you now see how we can get ourselves into this cycle? Never-ending cycle going round and round and round, like a mouse on a wheel, going, when am I going to get off this wheel? Make sure you do hashtag replay, please, really important. So I know who's been and I know who's watched this, yeah? All right, so what we've got to understand here is you are changing your body at the actual cellular level. Once we've done that, it's all good. We can change it back. This is the good thing. No matter what we've done in the past, the majority of everything we've done, we can turn that around. But it's recognizing that's where you are at. Yeah, I'm going to, maybe not during this week, but next week, I'm going to put some posts together to ask those questions, to actually say, this is what this feels like. This is what this looks like. To maybe help us identify, are we actually living in a body that it's its new normal, but it was never the way we were meant to be? Yeah? Only you can answer that question, and your doctor won't be able to help you with this. Yeah? They don't study medicine in this way. It's not their fault. This is just the way that they get taught. You need to understand that they don't look at you as a whole. You get looked at for your symptoms, not why you have your symptoms. That's what we're doing here. We're looking, why do I have these? Yeah? Why can I not lose weight? Why do I not have energy? Why am I tired all the time? All of these things. It starts with your stress. It starts with your stress. It starts with your breath. It starts with, are you being mindful during the day? This is where it all starts. Okay. So, is your body trying to hide toxins because of stress and breathing dysfunctionally? So, I've said this before. Where are your lips? Where are your teeth? Where's your tongue? Your tongue should be protecting you from shutting your jaw down during the day. The tip of the tongue in between the two front teeth. And then close the jaw. And you'll find the teeth can't shut because the tongue's there. So we're protecting the body against ongoing stress during the day from having the jaw shut down. Do you want me to quickly remind you? Jaw shut down, cranial nerve number 5, as soon as we shut the jaw down, cranial nerve number 5 is now activated fully. Volume now turned up, cranial nerve number 5, shutting down the other 11. One of those is your vagus nerve. You do not want to be shutting it down at the jaw. Yeah? That creates problems with your tummy, and everything that I have just mentioned creates gut issues. Everything that I've just discussed creates issues in your gut. So, are you looking in the wrong place? That's what I'm trying to say. Are you looking in the wrong place for the problems that you have going on within your body and other people around you? So if you're hearing this, you're going, geez, that sounds like blah. Well, that sounds like blah. They've been having problems with their gut for as long as I can remember. And they've had all these tests and there's nothing wrong. I wonder why. We're looking in the wrong place, guys. We're looking in the wrong place. We're looking at a symptom, but it's probably just from doing something so simple like not breathing properly and not dealing with your backpack of stress. Remember, we've been through this in previous weeks. So anyway, I'm going to let you all go and enjoy the rest of your Monday public holiday. And we don't have any classes on today. So it looks like it's a beautiful day outside. Go and enjoy it, doing something out in the fresh air. Okay, so yours in light and love. Going to leave you. I don't know how to get the special effects on this. I know there's a way to do it, but mine doesn't work. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and I will see you during the week. Thank you. Bye.